Looking at the Sustainable Development Goals, which were launched in 2015, I just saw all of these amazing links with each of the SDGs, and we co-created this amazing program, and I'm so excited and inspired by all of the artworks that have been produced by all the schools.
I'm Jess, and I was a young sustainability ambassador who spoke at Bulli High School on the importance of clean oceans.
We went to the school and we talked a little bit about our own journeys, and then we broke the kids up into small groups and workshopped a whole bunch of ideas that they could do within their school grounds and within the community to improve sustainability.
We didn't really have to give much direction for them to get excitement and take off their feet. They really wanted to focus on waste management as a key focus area because they realised that their school was producing a lot of waste. Things that were going to waste in their playground was also ending up down in the oceans.
Through our creative discussion and collaboration, we figured out that, in fact, the recycling processes in the school at Keira High are quite limited. They only have one type of bin throughout the entire school. We thought, how can we make a change? How can we get recycling bins put throughout the school? How can we provide a great argument to the principal that we should implement recycling bins around the school? And one of the students perked up and said, well, why don't we do a waste audit? So the students went through and collected rubbish from a number of bins throughout the school. They then sorted the rubbish into different types: recyclables, landfill waste and food scraps. And over 3 different days they weighed the different types of waste and quantified that out. And now they've produced a report that they're going to take to their principal and say, hey, this is how much waste we're producing in the school on average per day. Why don't we implement recycling bins throughout the school, and we can offset and save this much waste going to landfill.
Welcome to the 2016 Archibald Prize. The Archibald is designed to give young people in agriculture the skills to connect to farmers and the community and foster conversations that will allow us to co-create a bright future together.
Visionaries, students. I am very excited to be here today because I look at each and every one of you girls and boys. I look at the concepts that you've shared, the fact that you've grappled with it, you've made it compelling, the ability to tell a story. Ultimately, that's what each and every one of you need to do. You want to get these messages out there, and I can't think of a better way than to combine art with your career opportunities. Think about what you've got in your hands. An amazing career in agriculture, and it can take so many different shapes. Make it happen.
These microscopic plates are used to put little grains on to make sure that there are no bugs or diseases in them, such as the Russian wheat aphid.
We all collaborated on ideas, and everyone put in their input and their ideas on what to do for Charlie. The golden horns and the golden tail at the back represent that our cotton industry is our golden industry of Australia. We've got our Van Gogh legs, they represent the importance of the water for the cotton. And I feel we all have much more of an appreciation to how difficult it actually is to grow cotton.
So we took the idea of monopoly and twisted it into cottonopoly. We have sectioned up the board into the different stages of the cotton process, from the farming to the catwalk.
It's amazing the number of people you reach with the work that you do. And I'm not just talking about the 120,000 kids who get involved in the program. Last year's Grand Champion cow has sat outside Prime Industries Minister Blair's office for the last year. And the number of overseas dignitaries, ministers, international companies, media that have stopped and commented on it and stood there and had a conversation around the theme of that cow has been incredible. In fact, we produce enough food for about 80 million people every year. And obviously only 20 million of those live within Australia. So we're feeding about 60 million people globally every year, and to do that we have to have our conversations not just within Australia, but we have to have our conversations globally. We have to tell our customers overseas how it is we go about turning what nature provides into food, fibre, clothing and materials for our population and for our communities.
One thing that was absolutely outstanding about the Archibald, the resources. The online resources I found as a teacher of many years that I upskilled a lot. I have very rarely worked with a program that's so organised, it's up to date, the information was off the press immediately, the climate change information was topical. So I was always in the loop and the students were always in the loop, so we would send on the newsletters. So that made it seamless and very easy.
Great canvas in the form of a cow to work with. Excellent online resources and support as well. So it's made the project quite an easy transition from idea to finished product.
It was actually really good to have our young farming champion come because it put us a step closer to the actual farming industry, and for her to teach us about drone technology, the students get to experience what the drone was, what it was used for, and just the fact that Casey is an agronomist and she taught us about what that was and what her role did to actually help farmers. It really helped us along with developing our ideas further.
She was absolutely amazing. It is so cool to see women in agriculture getting out there and doing stuff.
Yep.
But just the diversity that she brought that we hadn't even considered. And being a person off the land who was sixth generation, the ideas that she could share, it was very real, and it was so cool for the kids to see that it's life for a lot of these people. So she was fantastic.
Trying to get everyone to vote for us for the People's Choice, that was dynamic. We had friends from overseas, London and America, Canada and the Philippines, and actually sharing our blog globally. And the fact that we made it to the finals, that was winning.
The best and brightest dynamic young agricultural professionals are sought out for the program, and their skills are developed, enabling them to share their ideas, dreams and motivations with their host schools. Each year, through the Young Farming Champions program, some of our most passionate farmers are connecting with the farmers of tomorrow. By visiting schools and running programs, the Young Farming Champions are bringing an appreciation for farming within Australia.
The cotton industry alone employs 10 times the amount of people that are found at your school. That's a serious amount of mums and dads and kids that are out there growing the best cotton in the whole world.
Most importantly, they are sharing with children the ways that we can live for a more healthy and sustainable future, all in a fun and interactive manner.
As a young farming champion, I get to go into schools and share the story of the different agriculture industries. It's really exciting as a non-agricultural Sydney-sider to share my journey with children about how I managed to have a career in agriculture, and as well as how they can have a role in agriculture from being a farmer to being a journalist, and sharing those different career pathways.
The school visits are amazing to go and see how quickly the students can pick up information that you give them. So our school visits are more about us going in and telling our story and our journey in agriculture, as well as giving them some information about our industry. So to go into a school and see them build their knowledge base, the difference between the start of your time with them and the end is amazing.
The Young Farming Champion program is not only beneficial to the next generation. The journey that each young farming champion takes through the program offers them a unique opportunity to develop professionally and make connections, as well as strengthen their skills and confidence to be a powerful advocate for the industry.
And the award for the 2016 Champion Primary School is Gwynville Public School.
The program has a massive personal development side of it. We learn not only how to conduct ourselves on and off camera in professional writing, our speaking tours, our presentation skills are always worked on throughout the entirety of the program. But for me, I guess one of the biggest things is getting to meet some of the amazing other young people who are involved in the program from across Australia. Programs like this really give us that opportunity to network and learn off each other from people who are doing probably the same job that you are, just in a different part of the world.
I think one of the biggest things that the program taught me is that we all have a social licence, and the things that we post on social media and the way we talk to others about our industry directly influences how they perceive us. So spreading that positive message about what we do.
Young Farming Champion participants have even gone on to be crowned Young Australian Farmer of the Year.
And as the climate changes, the way that we work and produce food has to change as well.